Hey, welcome to the Local Marketing Vault Mortgage Buyer Franchise Funnel. This is just one of two of the mortgage funnels that you will be getting access to. This one is the most popular, or I should rephrase that. This one will generate the highest volume of leads for your mortgage clients. So let's dig into that. And here's what's pretty cool. You'll be getting access to both pay-per-click, specifically AdWords campaign, and a Facebook ads campaign that works. What you'll typically see out in the mortgage lead generation kind of world is people just trying to get things to work on Facebook. Some people are good at it. Some people can get them. Some people just completely suck at them. But here's what's really cool. We're really good at generating very cheap, long-form quality mortgage leads on Facebook, but we are also very good at generating high-quality, low-cost leads on pay-per-click. The benefit there, while everyone's screwing around on Facebook, you can come to pretty much an untapped world and on demand, literally flip a switch with pay-per-click and get leads just ridiculously quick. And again, these are higher intent. Again, with pay-per-click, higher intent searches that are going on. So people are actually searching for the help versus Facebook, which is, it's that digital billboard that we were able to put in front of the right people. But again, we're putting the ad in front of them versus on pay-per-click when they're actually searching for the help, and we're just giving them what they want already, what they're telling us they want, right? So that's what's really cool. Anyway, you'll be getting access to all the traffic campaigns, and the offer is just a simple home loan pre-qualification. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is what the loan officers are looking for. They're looking for leads that are interested in pre-qualifying and applying for a home loan. Right, so our goal is to get them as many signed applications as we possibly can. Conversion type is going to be form submit, hands down. That is going to be the top conversion type. The average cost on Facebook for these leads, pretty cheap. And again, these are long form leads, right? I mean, you've seen how all of that comes together. These aren't just name, email, phone number leads. These are legit, high quality. Full long form leads. $5 to $15 cost per lead on average. On AdWords, range anywhere from $20 to $30. Some people can't even get leads that cheap on Facebook, right? We're going to show you how to get them on PPC that cheap. Average application conversion rates 8 to 15%, which is completely fine. Mortgage loan officers on average will make $2,500 to $3,000 for every funded app, and 8 to 15% of the leads that you bring in will convert over to an application, and then those eventually some of those will close out into funded applications. So that's what's really cool, and because you're going to end up generating a huge volume of these, right? So that's what's really cool. You generate a high volume, so your chances of converting apps are really good. So, and that's the name of the game. Again, people can generate leads, but we can generate them everywhere, and they're high quality. They actually convert. So with that, we're going to dig in and take a look at how we set up this home loan pre-qualification offer on the landing pages, and then we'll look at the two traffic campaigns. So with that, we'll see you in the next couple of videos. All right, welcome to the mortgage home buyer franchise funnel setup video here, where we'll walk through the changes you need to make on the landing page, on the thank you page, and on the form or quiz essentially that we set up for this to generate leads. So first, let's just take a quick peek at what the landing page looks like. Again, pretty much all of it is filled in and completed for you. It's a very simple form, very simple page, and ultimately it'll land to a thank you page. That's also pretty simple. So with that, let's just dive in to ClickFunnels here. One of the things that's missing is the quiz, which will sit right here in this space, and we'll show you what that looks like here in just a sec. Okay, so up here is just going to be the logo of either your client, or if you're setting up a general branded page, maybe you're maybe you're setting up a general page like Florida Mortgage Savings, or Florida Home Buyers or something like that. Then just use, again, we still recommend creating a logo, because you're probably going to have a Facebook page as well for that that you set up. So whatever branding that you decide, put the logo here. Okay, and then we have something that's, the text and everything, you don't need to change any of this right here. Okay, the only thing you'll change is down here, this yellow. You'll make this the call tracking number, and then turn it back to black, turn the font back to black. Right here is where the WUFU form is going to get embedded. You'll just open the code editor and just embed the form code here, and then you'll be good. We'll show you what the WUFU form, what questions that you need to set up for this here in just a second. Then you'll come down, and the rest of this is pretty simple, right? There's nothing else you need to worry about here, other than down here is call tracking number again. Okay, just put your call tracking number and you'll be good to go there. This should be applicable to pretty much anyone. Maybe some of this text doesn't make sense. If so, replace this out. These are actually images, these entire things. So you can create something else if you want, but most people don't pay attention to this stuff down here. They just get up here, fill out the form, and they're done. So call tracking number here. Here, replace out the company name with, again, whatever branding you're using, whether it's a client's brand or yours. And then right here, legal terms and licensing as necessary. Usually the loan officer client will have a site. Just grab their whatever kind of stuff they paste in the footer. Any kind of licensing information and stuff, just paste it there. And then also there's three things they'll typically have: is a disclosure, a privacy policy, and a terms and conditions. All we do is we simply go to their site and grab, just link to their pages on their site is all you have to do here. Okay, and then you're good to go for the landing page. So the big thing here again will be the WUFU form, and then you're golden here on the landing page. Then you want to set up the thank you page, which is super simple. There's only one, or actually a couple spots you need to change. You don't need to touch any of this up here. Okay, what you do need to change though is the call tracking number. Put the call tracking number here and then change that to that font to black. And then here, replace out again the company name, and then paste that legal and licensing stuff that you use on the landing page. Just paste it right here as well. Okay, then you're golden. Now you're good to go as far as the setup. So a couple things here is the WUFU form. Again, you'll want to fill out, and we'll walk through that in just a second. So you'll set that up and have that embedded. One thing that you can do also while you're at this step is set the URLs. So let's just exit here. All right, so the funnel URL, set that up in the settings. And then the landing page and the thank you page URLs, set those up. Again, in the Franchise Funnel 101 videos, we walk you through exactly how to set up the domains and hook them up to your funnels. So you're good to go there. So you'll have your landing page and the thank you page that you'll have all configured and changed. You'll have your URL set, and then you'll want to create the WUFU form and embed that on the landing page. So in the next video, what we'll do is we'll go to what the WUFU form looks like, how you need to set it up, and then you'll be able to knock out that step and get that embedded. So why don't we do that next? In the next video, we'll pop over to WUFU. All right, so here we go in the WUFU form. This is how we'll be setting it up. Obviously, you can ignore this part up here. This won't even show on the page because we'll be hiding in the embed code. Remember, we use the hide for the header. So this stuff doesn't show. All that will be showing on our page here will be the progress bar and then the questions. All right, so page 1 here is just going to be zip code. This is just a single text option. Okay, for drop down, we're going to have home type, and of course, notice the red asterisks. Every single question needs to be marked required. Okay, every single question. So we don't accept partials, right? Some folks you'll see out there do a lot of partial, like they look, I got like 100 leads for $5, and you'll notice on their sheet that they're doing it. There's a method out there that people will just take partial leads. So that may be good, but here's the thing: is we're getting completely filled out entire full leads for as cheap as $5 on Facebook. So, there's no reason that you need to do partials. Plus, it just leaves out information. Why would someone want a partial lead, right? They're paying you for quality leads. So, all right. So, home type, we have drop down here. We have a single family home, multi-family home, and other. Okay. Is this your first property purchase? It's going to be yes or no from the drop down. And then you're going to insert a page break, okay? Oops, I keep forgetting here. I need to actually fill this out because everything's required, right? So this is exactly what someone would see. All right. Okay, cool. For credit, it's so pretty much all drop downs here, right? So credit, 740 above, 700 to 739, 660 to 669, or 699, sorry. 620 to 659, 619 or lower, unsure. So let's just say we're good credit here. Property purchase situation. Signed a purchase agreement, offer pending, found property, buying in 2 to 6 months, researching options. All right, let's just say we signed a purchase agreement. Property will be used for primary residence, second/vacation, rental/investment. Okay, we'll do primary residence. Okay, then you're going to insert another page break. Estimated purchase price of new property. We make it less than 100K, 100 to 200K, 200 to 300, 300 to 400, and 400 plus. Okay, let's say 300, 400. All right, estimated down payment, 0 down. Actually, we started removing this, so just delete 0 down, or I'm sorry, don't add 0 down. Start with minimum down. So minimum down, 3% to 10% down, 10% to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and then more than 50. Okay. There's very few programs that qualify for 0 down. So we just like to eliminate it. That people who those people would end up selecting minimum down. It's just an unnecessary thing because some people don't understand that it's only a few select programs, and they just say, oh yeah, I don't plan on paying anything down. Right, so we just eliminate that. All right, so let's say we're going to put 20 to 30. Gross annual household income. Okay, 0 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 200, 200 to 250, more than 250. Okay, so let's just say 200 to 250. All right, and then another page break. Okay, filed bankruptcy last 3 years. It's just simple yes or no. Can you show proof of income? Yes or no, right? And then working with a real estate agent? Yes or no. So cool thing about this question here is a lot of loan officers, they rely on realtors for leads, or not necessarily rely, but a lot of their business comes from realtor leads, realtors that send them leads. So they like to build up those partnerships. This is a way that we add where they can get a lead in, and someone will say whether they're working with a real estate agent or not. And then if someone answers no, then the mortgage loan officer can use that as basically can refer this lead out. Say, when they talk to them, say, hey, would you like me? I noticed you said you're not working with a real estate agent. Would you like me to recommend one? And this is how mortgage loan officers can easily build partnerships with realtors or add value to the realtors, to get more mortgage referrals in return from them. So it's just a great way to help facilitate that relationship between those two. And then a page break. And then The last page here is, this is the name field, right? Let's just do that. Okay, this is the email field, and then the phone field. That's simple, and then get my quote. Okay, so once they go through this form, hit get my quote, you're going to set it up to it redirects to the thank you page. And of course, you'll also set up in Wufoo to have the lead information go directly to the loan officer as soon as they submit. And as soon as they submit, you also want the lead to come to you. So when someone hits this button, you're going to set up in the notifications to have the lead go to the loan officer and then also CC you. Again, that training and also the Wufoo training is all in the Franchise Funnel 101 videos. So just go back and watch that if you need help remembering how to set things up here. But once you get that set up, grab the embed code and just plop it down into the HTML JSS widget in ClickFunnels right here. So the quiz will then show right here on your landing page. And then you're good to go. You'll be completely configured and you'll be ready to start running traffic. So the next videos, we're going to cover the Facebook ads campaigns and the PPC campaigns to show you how to start generating the mortgage leads. So with that, we'll just see you in the next video. All right, so welcome now to the mortgage buyer franchise funnel traffic strategy. Now we get to have a little fun, start generating these leads. We're going to look at both the pay-per-click campaigns and the Facebook ads campaigns. Again, key stats here, the offer is the home loan pre-qual that we just set up. Conversion type is primarily going to be those form submits. Facebook cost per lead, $5 to $15 is what we're going to get for those long form leads. And average AdWords cost per lead, great thing is not that much more expensive, $20 to $30. And we're talking about some super qualified leads. Again, no one's teaching AdWords, how to generate mortgage leads on AdWords, but we cracked the code and I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. And the average application conversion rate, you're going to look 8% to 15%. So that's typically where it falls for these leads, which is fine. Again, even if it's a little lower than that, we're talking about 2,500 to 3,000. 2,500 to 3,500, typically somewhere in there is what the average loan officer makes on a funded app. And so, yeah, so even if the rate on the application conversion rate is a little low, then there's still plenty of ROI built in to these stats here. All right, so let's first look at the Facebook campaign. It's going to be a conversion type ad, and conversion type campaign. Campaign name is, we just usually call it the buyer quiz. Nothing fancy. Ad set name here. We'll call this the RE bundle plus 25 miles, gender and age. And again, we just call it the RE bundle plus 25 miles. Hopefully I left out the gender, say male, 25, 45, whatever. The placement is going to primarily be mobile for you. You can test both and run both separately. Test both mobile and desktop. But we recommend just starting with mobile and run it Facebook feed only. Uncheck everything else. No Instagram, no audience networks, no right-hand column, none of that stuff other than the Facebook feed. Mobile just tends to perform, for us at least, across all these campaigns we run for several loan officer clients across the country. Mobile buyer campaign on Facebook tends to perform better than the desktop. All right, so again, you can work in a desktop campaign to test it if you want, but start with mobile if you're going to start with something. Budget, ideally minimum $10 a day. And for the location, just target the client city that they serve plus a 25-mile radius. That's usually a good place to start. Again, some may want to go broader than that. Some might want to, depending on how big the city is, some people want to close that radius a little bit, so just double check. Age and gender, particularly both male and female. I think that's why I left it off up here in the example. We usually run it to both, and then one may outperform the other. Some markets we've seen females do better, and some markets we've seen males do better, but initially you can just run them combined, male, female, in one ad set. 25 to 45 tends to be the sweet spot for the home buyer leads. That's just where they fall. Detailed targeting. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to include, you're going to have real estate, the interest, renters, the demographic, and likely to move, the behavior. You're going to exclude real estate, the behavior, real estate, that's behavior, B2B industry. That's going to eliminate basically pretty much anyone that's working in the real estate industry, right? You don't want to show the ads to them. You don't want to waste your ad spend on showing it to those guys. We also typically exclude homeowners, right? So for these, we're typically going after the first-time home buyer leads. So we will exclude homeowners because they obviously already have a home. So that's it. That's the way we set that up to kind of get the sweet spot for the home buyer leads. Optimization for ad delivery, we just leave default, which should say conversions. Conversion window is a 1-day click. Okay. Ad settings, we just name the ad image 1, and then we could bring in another image 2, and so on, image 3, image 4, but start with image 1. Destination, you're just going to use, well, in this you can use one of two things. You can use the client's business Facebook page or a real estate themed business page, right? So we've run it both. Some clients want it running through their brand, and some don't. They either don't want to because of some sort of regulations or whatnot. They don't even want to try to do it under their brand, or sometimes it's just just prefer to use a branded Facebook page. So it's not necessarily a tied to a certain company or anything like that. So it may be like Florida Home Buyers Club or something like that, or Florida Home Buyers, or Florida Real Estate, Florida Properties for Sale, or something like that. I mean, it could be just something real estate, or Florida Home Buyers. It could be an example. I'm just throwing out a bunch of names that just examples of what I mean by a real estate theme page. Ad type is a dark photo post, sometimes called an unpublished post, which we reviewed in the Facebook 101 videos. You're just going to upload that image. The post will show you what the post looks like in the next slide, and then you're tracking. Just make sure track all conversions from my Facebook pixel is selected. Okay, so let's take a look at the image ad. Now, you first notice the image. We used the kind of the 3 image post ad. So this is a normal post size. We built this in Canva with one of their templates. That's like a big square here and 2 little squares, and we just drag pictures of houses into those squares, and it kind of auto sizes them and everything. That's all we did here. And you can see here, smart first time, put your state. Even if you're just targeting a city, still put the state. So let's just use Florida, for example, or here in New Jersey is what we did. Smart first time NJ home buyers are taking advantage of today's low FHA rates and down payment options. This means lower out-of-pocket expenses and monthly payments, even if previously turned down before. Qualify with our pre-approval quiz in 60 seconds. Qualify here, and there's the link to the pre-approval quiz landing page. Okay, that's simple. Nothing too complicated at all. And this is all you need when you run it to the audiences that we showed you, or to the targeting that we showed you. Converts awesome, converts fine. If you're going to test out different images, you can go to a single house. So maybe just one big image of a house, or change out, different house images, and see. We try to typically get images that kind of pop a little bit, like see how this green is kind of nice and green, and when you're scrolling through this image kind of catches the eye. There's some contrast between the images, and test different house images is typically what we're running there. Okay. All right, so with that, let's pop over and take a look at the PPC campaign, how we set that up. PPC campaign settings, we typically just call the campaign home buyer. And then underneath it, we'll have 2 ad groups. One is FHA, and then ad group name home loan, right? So ad group, the FHA is obviously going to be FHA related keywords, and home loan is just general home loan mortgage type keywords. Okay. For each of for the campaign, it's search network only, all features, network just run on Google. location, just the client's target area, like we did for Facebook. Bid strategy is the manual CPC. Ideal budget is minimum $100 a day. It gives you plenty, plenty of room to get some clicks and get some leads. Ad scheduling set for business hours of client plus 2-hour window. We typically do this to help the Facebook we just let run, but when we run the PPC, since these clicks are a little bit more expensive, or these leads, we want to maximize the client's ability to be able to get a hold of these leads and contact them. So we usually stick with business hours plus or minus, plus a 2-hour window on each side, and then rotate indefinitely between the ads that I'm about to show you. Okay, I'm going to show you the ads for each ad group. So you can see here, here's the FHA, quick FHA loan pre-approval. Lock in now before rates rise. The display URL is going to be /FHA-loan. See exactly how much you qualify for with a NJ FHA home loan in 60 seconds. So replace out NJ here with your state's abbreviations that you're targeting. And that's it. This ad has hands down performed better than any of the ads that we run for the FHA. And then the home loan is actually the same thing. Honestly, these ads are all similar. You can notice so for the home loan ad group, it's quick home loan pre-approval. You can see here, let's go down to this one. This one's actually the same one as the FHA one, except for it just says quick home loan pre-approval, right? And so the same exact everything else. Lock in now before your rates rise. The only difference here's also another difference is on the display URL. Instead of FHA loan, it says home loan. And then, see exactly how much you qualify for with the NJ FHA home loan in 60 seconds. Okay, so same thing, just a couple differences. We say home loan here and home loan here. This ad under the home loan ad group is the same exact one as this one down here. The only difference is the subheadline. We say low minimum down payment. Okay. Now, you notice we have 2 here and then 1 here for the FHA. This one has just performed so much better than any of the other ones that we just wanted to show you that one. But if you want to have 2 running for the FHA, go ahead and run this one here. So you'll duplicate this ad and change the subheadline to say low minimum down payment. And that's it. That's all you would change. That way you can have 2 FHA and then 2 home loans running. Okay. All right. So let's look at the keywords. All right. Starting bid. Start bid at $15. That should be plenty to start getting clicks and start generating some leads. You may need to adjust your bids, depending on how the market you're in. Typically, if you need to adjust it, it'll just be a couple bucks up. But you should be good around 15 to start. For the FHA, you can see the 3 keywords we use. FHA loans, exact match. FHA loans, then the state abbreviation for exact match. And then broad modified, FHA and loan. Those are the only 3 you need to start for the FHA keyword ad group. For the home loan ad group, you can see here for exact match, how to get a loan for a house, get pre-approved for home loan, exact match, get pre-approved for mortgage, exact match, and then the rest are broad modified, apply house loan, get pre-approved mortgage, get pre-approved home loan. And those are all the home loan keywords in the home loan ad group. Okay, these are all you need to get started, and these right here will generate your leads. All right, let's look at the call extensions. Call extension, use the call tracking number, obviously, for calls. And then for call out extension, you're going to put these 4 tend to perform the best. Free rate quote, faster service, first time home buyer pro, same day approvals. Okay. That was first time home buyer program. We didn't realize it kind of cut off when we pasted it in one time, and it seemed to perform well just like this. That's what that is. But you can run it like this or change it up if you want. But these are the call out extensions that we run for all the campaigns. Okay. And that's it. So now you have both the Facebook campaign and the PPC campaigns that we run for all of our mortgage clients to get home buyer leads. And again, I mean, you went through the process. You've seen these are long form mortgage leads, and the conversion rates are great. These campaigns are very lucrative, and mortgage loan officers love these leads, especially the ones from the PPC. So you're armed to be able to get leads on demand for any loan officer in the country. If you need some, refresher or want to, walk through the setup, and want to make sure you just get everything spot on, just go back and remember to watch the Facebook ads 101 videos, the PPC PPC 101 videos, to refresh your memory and your mind on how to set these campaigns up. But again, once you turn these things on, you'll probably get leads the same day. Okay, that's just how powerful these campaigns are, how great they are. So, all right, excited for you guys to go out and run and start generating these leads. And if you haven't watched the home refi, or excuse me, the mortgage refi campaign, then we'll see you in those videos there. All right, welcome to the Local Marketing Vault Mortgage Refi Franchise Funnel. This one is pretty cool because it piggybacks off the buyer campaign. And you know what? Honestly, refis. Some loan officers like to take these. Some don't. Some just like to stick with the buyers. But the refis have the ability to close pretty quick, and there's a little bit more flexibility and ability to get these things knocked out compared to the buyer campaign. So some mortgage loan officers just, they would actually prefer refis more than anything. I usually still recommend running buyer and refi campaigns together. Refis are just kind of ebb and flow with what the market is doing. Whereas we kind of notice no matter what the market is doing, the buyer campaigns usually tend to produce all the time. The refis are kind of wishy-washy. When rates are really low, they seem to obviously pick up. A lot of people are trying to take advantage of that, but as soon as they kind of deviate and start creeping back up, even if it's just a little bit, even though they may still be low, a lot of people either jump on the refis while they're super low, or they see the rate go up and then they get kind of hesitant, like, well, are they going to keep going up, or are they going to, maybe they'll come back down? Not sure. I'm not sure entirely of the psychology on what makes it tick, but it's usually kind of tied to the external factors like what the market is doing, which makes sense, right? So just bottom line, it's something that typically these leads will come in a little bit higher cost than the buyer campaigns. Now, the great thing is, just like the buyer campaigns, we can run this both on pay-per-click and on Facebook ads. So that's what's really cool here, because a lot of people, they either know how to run one or the other, not necessarily both. And more times than not, people are stuck on Facebook, whereas we can get really good results with pay-per-click, sometimes beating out the cost per lead on a Facebook campaign. So bottom line is we're excited to really show you this. We're excited to show you this here. The offer is a refinancing quiz, essentially. It's bottom line going to get to the underlying point of how much money can we save someone if they refinance. It's really that simple. It's going to be primarily form submits, although you will get occasional calls. Just understand majority of the leads will be a form submit, so your clients will need to follow up with these leads as well. Just I think pretty much same as the buyer campaign. Average Facebook cost per lead, we get these anywhere from $15 to $25 cost per lead. Now understand, this is a standalone campaign. A lot of people, when they run mortgage leads, they'll just group them in together. More times than not, those are buyers. So when you see these rates, you're like, well, no, I see someone getting mortgage leads, or even the buyer campaign. We get those as cheap as $5. Understand that this is a standalone refinance campaign, right? So, these numbers may be a little bit different than what you see on someone just running mortgage campaigns. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people just can't purely generate refi leads. And that's the beauty of this. You will be able to with this campaign. Average Facebook cost per lead, 15 to 25 bucks, which still is not bad at all. And then average AdWords cost per lead, they can be as cheap as 30. We've seen them go as high as 80. The most important thing though is how many convert to apps, and which ultimately ends up converting into money into your client's hands, which is 10 to 15%. So completely fine there. And there's, the ROI was there for your client. So even if you end up with some high, more expensive AdWords leads, completely fine. As long as you get the volume there, the 10 to 15% conversion will more than pay for your retainer and or your lead cost if you're doing a pay-per lead type campaign. So, all right, all you got to do, use our exact templates, targeting, and processes that we're about to show you. And yeah, you'll be generating mortgage refi leads like a champ. So with that, let's jump into the next couple videos. All right, welcome to the mortgage refinance franchise funnel setup here. And in this video here, we're going to walk through what the landing page looks like, what the thank you page looks like, and how to configure it, how to customize it for yourself and your client. And also we'll end up talking a little bit about the form, the WooFoo form, and the quiz, how we set that up. So real quick, this is what the page will look like. Obviously will look a little different once you do your customization, but it's pretty simple. Again, a lot of the graphics and everything transfers over to you, so you'll have all access to all this. It'll just pop in, so you won't have to change much. And the thank you page is very simple as well. Okay, so with that, let's just dive in real quick to the actual landing page here and look at what we need to configure. So pretty simple stuff. We already have most everything set up for you. That's the beauty of all this. Up here, all you're going to do is put in your logo or your branding, whether it's you or your client. We talked a little bit about this in the mortgage buyer video about choosing your branding. And again, you can use the same branding that you use for your home buyer kind of funnels, or you can make it different. So like, for example, if you use Florida home buyers, then, actually that could still work. If you're using a real estate themed, mortgage theme type brand, it should apply to both of these, refis and the buyers. But you could also make it, Florida home refinancing, whatever. That could be your branding or whatever, and have it just for the refinance. So however you want to do it, but logo here. And then you don't need to change any of this right here. So right here is going to be where you embed the WooFoo form, right? So you'll click it, embed or open the code editor, and you'll put your form embed code here for the WooFoo form. You also remember to change the header to hide, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you definitely need to go back and watch the WooFoo form building video in the Franchise Funnel 101 videos, okay? So once you have that set up here, there's nothing here you need to change. The only additional thing here, which is completely optional, is putting in some kind of client testimonials here on this page. This is completely optional. The reason why is a lot of people won't even come down this far. You can actually, if you wanted to, delete this, go over to the green kind of column here, or excuse me, what is the green? Green is section, row, column. That's a section, right? I think that's what that is. Anyway, delete this if you don't have any testimonials to use. Testimonials is I just took screenshots from the client's page, or excuse me, from the client's website, and just kind of screenshotted them and put them here as images, right? Just to show some testimonials. If there's not 4, you can definitely add a new row and make it like a 3-column or a 2-column or a single row column. And just drag one image in there if you wanted to. Here's what our clients are saying. Whatever. You can get reviews off Yelp. You can get them off of Google, Facebook. If there's testimonials, put them here. It doesn't hurt to have them here. If you don't want to mess with it, come over here to the green section here and then just hit the trash can. It'll delete this whole white area right here. Okay. And then all you'll do is you'll come down here to this little row here, and you will change out the yellow number here for put the call tracking number, and then change the font to white. Okay. Down here, you're going to put your company name, right here. And then down here, any kind of required licensing, disclaimer, or legal info that your client maybe has on their website in their footer. You usually just copy their footer information and paste it in. And then also down here, we have links to disclosure, privacy policy, and terms and conditions. Again, you're just going to use your client's website, grab the ones, or you're just going to link to the privacy policy, the terms, disclosures, and all that that they already have on their website. Just link to those pages. Okay, and that's it. That's all you got to do for the landing page. Okay, that then after someone fills out the little refinancing quiz, they are going to go to the thank you page. All right, so up here, you're just replacing, again, you're putting the logo. And then down here, everything else is the same, or you just leave, other than here is the call tracking number. So put in the call tracking number and change the font to black. Down here, make company name here. And then just copy and paste that same disclaimer, legal information that's in the footer of your client's website. Just paste that down here as well. Okay, that's it. It's that simple. Again, the whole premise here is that they're filling out essentially like a little a quiz, basically just a multi-step form where they're submitting their information in hopes of saving some money on a refinance or pulling out cash. Okay, from their equity. So everything's, again, pretty much set up. The biggest kind of work that you'll do is pull in the testimonials, grabbing some screenshots of those and uploading those images. Other than that, everything else is pretty much taken care of. The WUFU form, again, that's going to be you'll want to put that together. We're actually going to do in the next video. We'll show you exactly what questions to set up for that. But once you have all that information taken care of, you have your landing page configured, your thank you page configured. The last thing that you'll want to do before moving on. Okay, yeah. So the last thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to set up the URLs. So right here in the settings, of course, you're going to set up your funnel URL, and then you'll set the URL for your landing page and your thank you page. Okay. Again, we walk you exactly how to do those steps in the Franchise Funnel 101 videos. So once you have landing page configured and your thank you page configured, go ahead and set the URLs. And then what you'll do is you'll move into WUFU to set up the WUFU form. So with that, let's go ahead and pop over to the next video where we'll show you the questions to set up for the WUFU quiz. All right, so here we are in the actual WUFU form. We'll walk you through what the refi form looks like and how what fields we're using and where how you set that up. Remember, the WUFU actual training, form building training on how to actually set up fields and all that stuff is in the Franchise Funnel 101 video section, and we'll walk you through all the basics for WUFU. So that you can easily just take these questions and know how to set them up right away. So make sure you watch that if you haven't. All right, so here we are in the form. Don't worry about this, because this is the part that gets hidden whenever we use the embed code and we mark hide in the header section. We change the word from show to hide, so it'll hide all this junk up here. So all we'll see is when we embed it, all we'll see is a progress bar. And then the question. So let's start with the first page here is zip code, which is just a single text line, single text section. Every single form field is required. Should show a red asterisk next to it once you set it all up. We mark the checkbox that says required next to every single question. Okay. All right. And then we go a drop down section here, or a drop down for home type. In single family, multi-family, or other. So let's just say single. Okay. Then you'll insert a drag over a page break. Okay. For credit, it's another drop down. 740 or above, 700 to 739, 660 to 699, 620 to 659, 619 or lower, unsure. Let's just say 700, 739. Year of purchase. Another drop down, 2014 to 2016, 2011, 2013, 2008, 2010, 2005, 2007, 2001, 2004, 2000 or earlier. Be sure to account for 2017 now that it is 2017. This is an older form, or one of our first clients that we use this on. So the make sure that you have the years marked. So let's just say it's this. Okay, then drag over another page break. Okay, then you have estimated property value. Another drop down, less than 100K, 100 to 200, 200 to 300, 300 to 400, and 400 plus. Right, so let's just say this one. And then first mortgage balance remaining. Another drop down. Less than 100,000, 100,000 to 200, 200 to 300K, 300K to 400K, and 400K plus. Okay, so let's just say whatever, we'll say less than 100. And next, you'll of course have another page break that you drag over. And then for this page, property will be used for another drop down, primary residence, second vacation, rental, investment. Okay. Current mortgage interest rate, 11% or more, 8 to 11, 7 to 8, 6 to 7, 5 to 6, 4 to 5, 3 to 4, less than 3. Okay, so let's just say 4 to 5. And then last question on this page, existing type of rate, adjustable or fixed. I'll select that. Then you'll drag over another page break. Okay, next page. Additional cash you want to borrow. We have none. 1 to 10,000, 10 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 75, 75 to 100, 100 plus. This would be if someone wants to do like a cash out refi. So they would select a number here, say 25 to 50. Okay, bankruptcy, short sale, or foreclosure in the last 3 years. This is just a yes or no drop down. And then can you show proof of income? That's just a yes or no. Okay, then drag over another page break. Gross annual household income, 0 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 200, 200 to 250, more than 250. Have these options here in the drop down. And then next question, do you currently have an FHA loan? Yes or no. Okay, drag over another page break. Late mortgage payments in last 12 months, none. 1 late payment, 2 plus late payments. Okay. And then name is just the name field that you'll drag over. Page break, drag over another page break. Email to send your calculated payment and cash out value or information. This is an email field that you'll drag over. Okay. And then drag over a page break. And then the last question is verify current mobile number. We'll only call to update you on your results. And then this is obviously just the phone number field. And then that's it. That's how you'll set it up. You'll make sure that you have in the field settings, or form settings, that once the form's submitted, it'll redirect to the link or to the thank you page URL, right? And then also in the email notifications, you will make sure that you have the email of your client so that they get the leads right away. And then also be sure to configure it so that you get CC'd on every lead that comes in as well. And then once you have that stuff done and configured and all the questions taken care of, you're just going to go and grab the embed code for the form, and you'll just paste it into the JSS HTML kind of widget block that's here on the landing page. And then be sure to change the code where it says header. You'll change that from show to hide so that it doesn't show this junk up here. It'll hide all this stuff and just show the form and the questions. So that's it. Once you get this done, then you're set to go. You have everything you need of being ready to start running your Facebook and PPC traffic. So with that, the next video is going to cover exactly what you need to do to run traffic to your landing page on both Facebook and PPC and start generating mortgage refinance leads. Okay, so with that, we'll see you in the next video. All right, so welcome to the Mortgage Refi Franchise Traffic Strategy. Here we're going to talk about both pay-per-click and Facebook ads, since those are the two traffic sources we'll be running on for our offer, which is the refinancing quiz. And just to recap, the primary conversion type is going to be the form submit, and then we can expect anywhere from $15 to $25 dollars cost per lead on the Facebook ads, and from the Facebook ads, and then AdWords cost per lead will range anywhere from 30 to 80. It is going to vary pretty much vary around the country, and if you're in California, some parts of Florida, and even some parts up in the Northeast, it could vary slightly higher for the most part. We've seen that, but again, this range is pretty accurate depending on where you're running. So average application and conversion rate, that's usually stays pretty consistent between 10 to 15%, which, again, no matter what you're paying for the lead, ultimately it will, if you're somewhere in those ranges, you're going to be profitable for your client. So, all right, the Facebook campaign settings, this campaign type here that we run is a traffic campaign. The campaign name is Refi Quiz. That's just what we call it. And here's our naming conventions and the setup. So let's go through this here first with the ad set name. We typically just name it something simple based on what we're targeting and like an area, basically the radius that we're targeting around a specific location. So we do homeowners plus 25 miles, gender, age, placement. All right, so an example name would be homeowners plus 25 miles, male, 30 plus, desktop. The reason why we add placement there to the name is because we want to have desktop and mobile in separate campaigns, or excuse me, separate ad groups. So so we can see which one's going to convert the best. We found in some areas desktop works better, and some areas mobile works better. So you're going to want to test that. That's usually the one thing that's pretty consistent. Gender, you can go ahead and just start combined. The Facebook feed is the only place you want to be targeting initially. Uncheck everything else. No Instagram, no audience network, no instant articles, no right-hand feed, or excuse me, right-hand column. Make sure it's just all news feed. Only news feed is checked. Ideally, you're going to do $10 a day per ad set, $10 mobile, $10 desktop. If you have a higher budget, that is definitely better, so that you can get anywhere from $20 to $25 per ad set per day. That would be a pretty sweet setup, but you can go as low as $10, and that's fine. Location, typically the client's city plus a 25-mile radius. Go ahead and double check with your client, because some are fine taking these across the state or any other states that they're licensed in. Pretty much because refis, again, there's a lot more flexibility to get these things closed. And homeowners that have already been through the home buying process, they're usually when they do a refinance, they usually want to just get it done as quickly as possible. So doing it long distance is fine. When I refinanced my first home, I was living in I think I was living in Nebraska at the time, and I think I did a refinance with someone out of New York or something. It was just, and I didn't care. I did it all by phone, and it was pretty quick and painless. So again, there's a little bit more flexibility. So just check with your client, see where they want to take refis from. If they can take an entire state, or at least an entire county or multiple counties, that's better. The more area you can hit will help reduce your cost per lead. Age and gender, male and female they both convert. 24 plus is actually it is fine to run, although I have seen basically you don't want to go any lower than 24 depending on your area. It's really, we're just targeting the homeowners. I mean, that's going to be that'll end up in the detailed targeting you see, we include homeowners, so you're fine, just 24 plus. Because we want to include homeowners, and if there's a homeowner that young, which in some areas there are, I was 24 when I bought my house. It just depends on the area you're at. But this homeowners here will help filter out who exactly it is you're looking for. And then when you do your targeting, go ahead and exclude real estate, the behavior B2B industry. The reason why this real estate here covers pretty much anyone employed in the real estate industry, and will exclude them from seeing the ads. For one, it doesn't make sense to target them, because if they're in the industry, they're not going to use your client if they can do everything themselves. And then two, why show the competition your ads? Real estate is one of those cutthroat type industries, and between marketers always trying to see everything, and realtors trying to see everything, you might as well just eliminate as many of those as you can. So go ahead and just get rid of the other real estate people. But primarily it's just so you're not wasting your impressions on those guys. Optimization for ad delivery, just leave default, which should be link clicks. And the bid amount, just leave it automatic. No need to get fancy with that. Ad settings, we typically just image 1, image 2 for your next image if you decide to run one, image 3, whatever. So you'll see the kind of images we run. And, again, you can have multiple variations of that, but don't make your naming convention complicated. Setup. The destination is going to be one of two things. It's either going to be the client's business Facebook page, which is completely fine, or a real estate themed business page. So depending on the client you're working with, they may or may not want you to use the Facebook page. And if that's the case, just create a real estate themed business page. Ad type, just do an image, just upload your image. Destination is going to be your landing page URL. Display URL, you can just leave that blank. And then text headline and newsfeed link description. You'll see that in on the next slide where we show you the ad. Call to action button. You can do either learn more or just leave it blank. We've tested both and both perform fine. Tracking, select track all conversions from my Facebook pixel. Okay, here's the ad here. And real quick on the image. This is the kind of stuff that perform the best. People with the family. Just, nothing crazy. You look here, there's nothing here that indicates that these guys are looking to refinance their home or, do anything with real estate. That's the point here I'm trying to make, is that humanize it. Pictures of people with their family, right? Ideally, someone's smiling, people smiling, looking at the camera, and maybe not looking at the camera, but as long as they're smiling. And here's the ad copy that we've tested and tested and tested, and this one has always performed the best. This type of this kind of version here. Smart homeowners with current rates of 3% or above. Now, pay attention to the market. If the current rates are in the 3s, then you would say 4% or above. Okay, so just know your market. That's part of being a marketer. You need to kind of know what's going on. That's going to get you the best results for your client, but just being aware will also make you a better marketer as well. So current rates of it's either going to be 3% or above. If the rates are in the 3s, then it doesn't make sense to say this. So say 4% or above. Are benefiting from the perfect storm for refinancing. We put NJ for New Jersey for this particular campaign. Put the state that you're in, even if you're not targeting the state, that doesn't matter. Just put the state that you are targeting, that the cities that you're targeting are in. So with state abbreviation, property values rising and rates at historic lows, comma, you may be sitting on a lower monthly payment and a ton of cash out value. Now, pay attention to how we worded that. That's, again, it's all part of knowing how to say the right things the right way. We didn't say, hey, you're going to, see all the money you can get back, whatever. We just kept it very simple while alluding to, we kind of made it indirect while still alluding to that there's potential money savings and money that they can get out of their home. All right, so click below to take our quick 60-second quiz to see if you can benefit from refinancing today. And then our headline, very simple: see how much you can save by refinancing in 60 seconds. This whole ad is designed in terms of the copy to just indicate, value and how quick this process is, right? We don't want to make it a hassle. You want to make it just feel like it's a super quick process. And then in the newsfeed description, all it takes is 60 sec to find out your new monthly payment and available cash value by refinancing your home at today's historically low rates. That's pretty much going to be safe to use for a while, because you're not saying, at the lowest rates ever or whatever. You're just saying that today's historically low rates. Button here, you can see we use learn more. You can do without that button. You can do without that button if you want. Test it both ways and see what works. And then of course, this is just your display URL. We just blocked it out so to keep you off the landing page of this specific client. But that's all it is. Just leave the display URL field blank. Okay, and it'll just show what it's going to show down there. All right, that's the Facebook ad. Pretty simple there. And then let's go ahead and jump into the PPC campaign. So for the PPC campaign, we'll keep it simple and name it refinance, and we just have a general ad group name because we just have a few keywords that we're going to target. That's what's kind of cool about this. You don't need a lot. Oops. Let's go back. The search network only, all features is the type that you're setting up, type of campaign. Google search only, so make sure that's the only network you're targeting. Again, the location is the client's target area. Ideally, it's the city plus 25 miles. It may be the state. It may be some counties, whatever. Just target the area that you're targeting. Bid strategy, manual CPC. Budget, ideally a minimum 100 a day. That seems pretty high, right? That's so you can get some clicks. You may or may not even spend that. A lot of our campaigns don't even spend that, but we usually set it that high because of how high we will typically set the cost per click, which you'll see in the next page. Ad scheduling set for business hours of the client plus a 2-hour window. We want to maximize the opportunity that the name of the game with real estate is the follow-up, how quick your clients can follow up with the leads. So, you don't want to have them. We've run 24-hour campaigns before with success, but we just found that if we can keep it as close to the business hours of the client as possible, plus a 2-hour window on each side, beginning of the day and at the end of the day, it just tends to do better than if we just let everything run 24 hours, just because it just gives the client more opportunity to close. And then ad rotation, rotate indefinitely. So same thing we typically do with all our AdWords campaigns. All right, so here's the ads. Very simple. Can you save by refinancing? Question. Take our 60-second refinance quiz. And our display URL is /refinance quiz. /refinance/quiz. Okay, see exactly how much you save refinancing at today's historically low rates, right? So pretty much the same as the Facebook ad. And then the second ad, refinance for a lower payment. And then subheadline, lock in a lower rate today. And then again with the display URL /refinance/quiz. And then again, same kind of description feed. See exactly how much you'd save refinancing today at a lower rate in 60 seconds. Okay. So, again, yeah, we're just, again, trying to reiterate, save some money and you can do it pretty quick. All right. So starting bid is going to be about $20. All right. So just go ahead and just start it at 20. Again, you may or may not be, it may be below, maybe higher, whatever. 20 is a good starting bid. You'll be able to see pretty quick what's going to happen. And here's the keywords we play. A lot of basically all broad modifieds because you're going to see which ones are going to perform the best, right? So plus house plus refinance, plus home plus refinance, plus mortgage plus refinance, plus FHA plus refinance plus loan. Okay. This combination of keywords will catch pretty much every long tail that you will need to convert for the refinancing on PPC, in terms of the higher conversion rates at the cheapest price. Okay. And then, so very simple. So there's nothing crazy to explain there. It's very simple. Just use those 4 keywords to start. And then for the ad extensions, use the call tracking number for the call extension. And then for your call out extensions, we're going to go ahead and calculate a lower payment, see your cash out value, close within 30 days This holds true with pretty much all the loan officers. They can typically, if everything flows right, they can have a refinance closed out in 30 days. That's what's kind of nice about the process. And then low credit score, okay, right? That's the case with a lot of the loan officers. Just double check with yours if you want to for the low credit score, okay. Typically, it doesn't matter as much for the refinance. All right, and then this is it's that simple. Again, we're just kind of highlighting that potential lower payment. The thing with the refinance, there's the cash out refinance or a reason that why people will sometimes refinance is to get cash out. So that's why we highlight that in most of the ad copy, and including here in the call extension, so they can see, hey, see how much cash out value you potentially have. And then, of course, the quick close, and then the low credit score just kind of opens the door. So for people who could easily refinance, but their credit might not be as well, they think that the process is as stringent as the buyer as a buyer process is, but refinance again usually has a little bit more flexibility. So that's why we highlight that there. That's it. That's your mortgage refi campaign. Again, this is awesome because you now can run these campaigns again on both Facebook and PPC. So while some people can do one or the other, again, most people are running Facebook. For refi only campaigns, not that many people are even doing those. Matter of fact, I'm not aware of really anyone else doing refi separate. Again, that's what makes this pretty cool. So you can run both buyers and refis separate in their own campaigns to generate, again, because some loan officers don't even want to work with refis, right? So that way you have the ability to run both separately. So, all right, you got everything you need. Rewatch the Facebook 101 and PPC 101 videos if you run into any trouble, but make sure everything's configured, and you're set to run and get these awesome, super valuable mortgage refi leads for loan officer clients.